With John and Maggie. Could it be the future of opposition politics in Kent? There's a by-election on Tunbridge and Malling District Council tomorrow. The Lib Dems and the Greens are not fielding candidates and are urging supporters to back the Labour candidate, who is Fred Long. Well, joining us now, Howard Peter is chair of Tunbridge and Malling Green Party, and Frani Hoskins is vice chair of the Tunbridge and Malling Liberal Democrats. Good morning to you both. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning.
First of all, I suppose, Howard, you're missing a trick here, aren't you, by not fielding your own candidate? Oh.
Sorry, my dog.
Oh, is that your dog, Frani?
My dog, yes, sorry.
Okay, he obviously agrees. So, Howard, what you're missing a trick, surely, the Green Party, by not putting up your own candidate here?
Well, I don't think so, because if we just simply stood somebody in the ward, it's not a target ward for us. We don't have a huge amount of support there. We got 200 something votes in the last election, so there is some Green support there. But I don't think we would have been on the radio. We wouldn't have got a front page in the local paper, and we wouldn't have got on TV if we just simply stood somebody who didn't really stand a chance of winning.
So it's just a clever bit of political PR, is it?
It's not really PR. It's a question of commitment, really. We think that the people of Trench Ward and the people of the borough more widely, they need alternative voices. I mean, it's so completely dominated by the Conservatives. You know, it's a Conservative area. We accept that, but they only get 60% of the vote, but they get 89% of the seats. We think that if we had a more proportional, more fair voting system, then more voices would be heard. So we would like to have more voices on the council from different perspectives. I think that would make for better, more responsive and fairer local government.
Okay, Frani Hoskins.
Why we're supporting Fred.
Yeah, Frani Hoskins from the Lib Dems. What is it about Fred that's so appealing for you?
Fred is the most fantastic campaigner and worker for our local community. He's done so much in such a short time, working with Tunbridge for Refugees, working with Tunbridge Calling, setting up sensory garden, setting up walking football, all sorts of local issues. And for the Lib Dems, it's more a question of supporting Fred than supporting Labour in this particular case.
Well, I was going to say that to you, because what about people who've already voted Lib Dems in the area and who now think, hang on a second, it's Lib Dem that I wanted, I'm not interested in Labour?
I understand that point, and if I were up in Trench Ward, would probably feel it to a certain extent myself. However, Fred is a superb candidate, much needed, would be an excellent representative of Trench Ward. We have a base of about 6% in Trench Ward, and as Howard has just said, the Conservative majority on our council is not healthy. As an ex-Lib Dem councillor for 21 years myself, I know that Fred has got all the skills needed to represent Trench Ward in an excellent way. Okay,
Howard Peter from the Green Party. I mean, Howard Porter. Sorry, Howard, I do apologise. Actually, yes, Howard Porter on my screen here in front of me. Howard, I mean, how much do you think that this is indicative of what might happen nationally?
Well, I'd like to see this cooperation between parties rolled out nationally. It's very early days yet. I mean, for us, it's very much a grassroots thing, really. It evolved out of working together with Labour, Lib Dem colleagues, and indeed people who are not aligned to any party during the referendum. So I think something that which developed nationally would be a good thing. But the main focus for this is really to get a fairer voting system. We need proportional representation, I think, because at the moment we have a system which is really a first past the post stitch up. And I know the Lib Dems support proportional representation as we do, and I think some people in Labour are coming round to it as well. So I think a fairer voting system, something which reflects the way in which people's attitudes to politics have changed recently.
Okay, hang on there, guys. Hang on, because we've got Fran on the phone, who is part of your electorate in Tunbridge. Fran, good morning.
Morning.
What do you make of all this then?
I'm delighted, absolutely delighted. I'm a local Tunbridge Green Party member, and the reason I phoned was I was a little bit upset about something Dave Allen from UKIP said earlier.
What did he say?
He said that the Greens and the Lib Dems couldn't be bothered to stand a candidate, and the same sentiment was echoed by Georgina, the Conservative. She said the same thing in the Courier newspaper.
And your response to that is?
We can be bothered. We've been out leafleting, supporting the Labour candidate. Greens have also put round our own leaflet throughout the whole ward, explaining why, in this case, we're supporting the Labour candidate.
Okay.
And the fact is we have more in common with the Labour candidate. The three parties are all against austerity. We want to see more social housing.
Okay, hang on, well, Fran, we are running out of time, but you just wanted to make that point. That it's not that you can't be bothered, it's you think it's the right thing to do for the ward.
Okay, well, look,
thank you, Fran.
Thank you very much, Howard Porter and Frani Hoskins from the Green Party and from Tunbridge and Malling Liberal Democrats. Adrian has texted saying, thank you for letting us know there is a by-election in Tunbridge and Malling. I'm a resident and have been for 20 years, and I didn't even know there was one.
There you go.
There you go. Must be working.
Jules is here at 9 o'clock with Call